All right, so in order to solve for on C and D, we're going to get the x squared by itself first, so subtract 90. So 5x squared equals negative 90. Then divide by 5. So now that the x squared is alone and equals negative 18, we can solve like we did on A and B. We can do the square root of both sides. So remember, x equals, since we did the square root on both sides, we both have the positive and the negative answer. And we do the negative coming out to become the I. We can split up the 18 as 9 and 2, and then the 9 simplifies to a 3, but the 2 is going to have to stay under. So I want you to try this last one on your own D. Remember, first step, get the x squared by itself. So subtract 25, divide by 9, then do the square root. Make sure your answer has a plus minus. So push pause, try number or letter D on your own, and then press play to check. So after subtracting 25 and dividing by 9, we then square root both sides. So x is equal to plus or minus. The square root of 25 becomes 5, the square root of 9 becomes 3, and the negative becomes an I behind it. So that's what you should have for your answer for D. All right, this last part is identifying the real and the imaginary and solving for x and y. So how we do that is we can only put real equal to real. So this right here, these parts are the real, and then here with the i's, those parts are the imaginary. Those are the parts that we're setting equal to each other. So set real parts equal and solve. So negative 12 equals 2x. And then over here, 15i equals negative 3iy. So to solve, we just divide by 2 to get x alone. So x equals negative 6. And then over here, we're trying to get y alone, so we divide by negative 3i on both sides. So the i's cancel. 15 divided by negative 3 is negative 5. And then we have that equal to our y. And that's it. So the real parts will be the A parts, and the imaginary parts will be with the I kind of thing, if you want to have off to the side there, those little notes. So if you want to try these last two on your own, again, real equals real and imaginary equals imaginary. Make sure to put those parts equal and solve. Solve for x and solve for y. So pause and try those on your own, A and B. And then go ahead and check when you're ready. X equals 3. Over here, negative 4i equaling 28iy. Divide by the 28i, because that's what's with the y. You always divide by what's with the variable that you're wanting. The i's cancel. Negative 4 over 27 is negative 1/7. So there's our two parts. This is our imaginary part. This is our real part. When we set up to solve. So real equals real, imaginary equals imaginary. So try that last one if you haven't tried that one already. Real equal to real and solve, imaginary equal to imaginary and solve. So it should be that you get x equals negative 4 when you put the real parts together. When you put the imaginary parts, negative 5iy equal to 25i. Divide by negative 5i on both sides. Then y equals negative 5. All right, that is the end of section 4 for day 1.